And another win, but a very hard-fought victory today, wasn't it?
Yeah, very, very, very much so. Yeah, workmanlike, really. Not a lot of great football played by either side, really. But I thought we did enough to get the result, and we needed a result. Obviously, teams around us, as you've seen, have picked up results today, so it was important that we got a win. But I thought we did enough in the game to win it. But as I just said to the lads, probably more workmanlike that got us the result rather than, neat passing football that you can't really do on the pitch anyway. But I thought we did more than enough to win the game. So yeah, well pleased. Big crowd for us as well, but pleased that we've got 3 points there and half decent performance.
Yeah, I mean, it was a difficult pitch, wasn't it? Quite bumpy.
Yeah.
I was surprised quite how bumpy it was, and
Yeah.
it was quite evident from early on. There was a couple of passes and you'd seen the ball.
Yeah, it's hard to judge because it's been rolled, so it's flat. But there were a few bobbles on it, and it's you can tell. I thought the game had a bit of an end of season feel to it. The pitches are drying out now, bit of a spring feeling to it, and it was very bumpy. And to judge your pass and your first touch and your control was very difficult. But in the main, I think both sides managed. There was some half decent football played, but the pitch wasn't conducive to getting it down and free flowing football. And what was required of us, as I say every week, Chris, and I repeat, is territory, making sure you put the ball into good areas, winning first and second balls, which I don't think we've done it as well as we have in previous games today, but did enough because obviously we've won the game. And then in key moments when you get an opportunity to punish them, make sure you take it, and we did. Perhaps could have had a second with Quilks' shot in the second half that hit the bar, but that one bit of quality we did have, we managed to score from.
Yeah, I mean, it's picking up and like you say, punish them when you've got those chances, but also keep them out when we let them in. And credit to Leon Phillips for that save he made in the first half in particular.
Yeah, well, the save in the first half, I think Ash Fallon does well as well. He gets back in and makes it difficult for the forward. So that, in terms of the ball turning over and defensively, Ash got himself back in there. But yeah, Leon made himself big, got injured from it as well. So, thankfully he didn't have to come off. But yeah, that was a big save. And then, we've just been talking about it in the office now about, how much work Leon's really had to do today, and not loads, but there was a key save second half as well. Slight defensive mistake by us that could have cost us a goal. It hasn't, but in the last few games, any slight defensive mistake we've made has cost us, and that hasn't today. And we've probably earned that little bit of luck, but still a good save off Leon. I thought he was good today. He come for crosses, handling was pretty good, looked safe, and as a back four and midfield three in the main, we coped with Witton's attacks.
There was a couple of moments I thought in the first half we tended to give them a bit too much space behind our midfield, and they got in a couple of times.
Yeah. And we talked about that at half time. I thought this first half was a bit weird, really, because it was a non-event for 5 or 10 minutes. Probably each team eyeing each other up, and there wasn't a lot in it. And then we kind of got foothold in the game, and we looked the more likely and got a little bit of control. And for then perhaps 15, 20 minutes, we scored the goal, and we looked the more likely, we looked the stronger, we looked the more threatening. And then probably 5 minutes after the goal, we took our foot off the pace a little bit, and we just went into our shell. You're right, we kind of stepped off it and allowed them back into the game, and they got a bit of, got a few passes in and clipped the ball in behind a couple of times and got in, and it just looked like we just stepped back a little bit and like I say, took our foot off the gas. Whereas we just scored and we were quite dominant. I'd expect us to, really turn the key and try and ram it home and get a second, and we didn't. But then after that 20-minute spell, I thought for 5 minutes just before half time, we kind of put our foot back on the gas again, won a few first and second balls, clipped a few channels, got in and kind of found ourselves again. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Second half, had to defend at times, but looked threatening on the counter attack. Like I say, perhaps could have scored a second with Quilks hitting the bar, some good corners, some free kicks going in. But all in all, a workmanlike, hard working, full of commitment and desire, and the desperation to make sure we didn't concede and get 3 points for the club. And to a man, they've all done that. Yeah,
we didn't concede. That's the first clean sheet we've had for a couple of months. So
yeah,
that's got to be a good confidence boost, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, 3 points is obviously what you want, and we've got that today, which is important. Half decent performance. But one thing we've been asking for since we walked through the door is stay clean. Let's have a clean sheet. And it's a big thing today, that was, for us, especially after scoring in the first half. Can we stay clean? If we can get a second, great, go on and win the game, but stay clean. And I thought defensively we were pretty good today.
Made 3 changes, I think it was, to the starting lineup. Obviously one enforced with Scott Warrer, and a couple of other changes there.
Yeah.
Word for the two of the lads who didn't see any action last week, Liam Brazier and Ash Fallon, wasn't it? And I thought they really stood out for their performances. Looked like they're really battling for their place in the starting line.
Well, that's probably why. It's one of the reasons we made the change. We just felt we needed a little bit more bite, middle of the park. And that's not to say the 3 that played in there last week didn't give us that bite. They did, but we had to pull Macca back in at centre half. And we just felt as a management team that we can go and press the ball as a front 3. It'll enable us to go and press the ball as a midfield 3 as well. So we wanted our 3 probably best pressers in terms of midfielders, and Ash Fallon gives you that. He's perhaps not as easy on the eye with the ball, but what he will do is he'll go and close down. He's got legs, got energy, and he'll press in the final third. So we put him in, and I just felt we've been asking a lot of John O'Atherton the last 2 or 3 weeks in terms of pressing from the front again, and he's not fully fit. He's come back from a hamstring strain. He's had a real bad bout of flu, and we've thrown him straight in basically the 3 games previous and said, go and give us all you've got. And I just felt he perhaps needed a little bit of breather today, and then use him from the bench's impact. And Liam Brazier has been training really, really well. Deserved his start. Just move Callum that side, the other side, put Brazier right side. Defensively, we know Liam Brazier, because he plays right back for Vale, will give us those attributes, and use Jono from the bench as impact, because he's got pace, and in a way it worked. We got the result. Yeah.
Talking of injuries, you mentioned those players carrying injuries. What's the news on the other 2? We've seen Dan Cockline having a little bit of a run down the field today.
We're 10 days since the injury against Bootle, and we were told 6 to 8 weeks hamstring tear or really bad strain, and he's out on the grass Thursday night doing some rehab work with Eddie. So really, really pleased with that. He's had a run, and he's been in the gym in the last 48 hours. Not at full tilt as a run, but we're 10 days since the injury, and if I was a betting man, it won't be 6 to 8 weeks. Perhaps another couple, and we might see him back. With regards any other injuries, Cam is a little bit better. Swelling's gone down, but we think he's going to need a scan because he's still got the pain he had from 2 weeks ago. So we think he's probably going to need a scan. We'll try and extend with Tamworth, on a dual reg. I believe they've won today and not picked up any injuries. So I would hope and think that we'll be able to use Leon again. He got a couple of knocks. He's a bit in the wars from a few late tackles and that. But apart from that, I don't think we've picked anything else that would threaten next Saturday's squad in terms of injuries. Jimmy's still struggling with his glutes, and that's he's sore with that. We have to go week to week with him and manage him training wise. But what we have done is we've got a result today, 3 points, and not picked up any further injuries, which is good.
Yeah, a week to recover from any bumps and bruises.
Yeah,
as I say, landing on that pitch today was going to be the slides and the
and with the way we ask our players to play, our teams to play, fully committed on the front foot, and at this point of the season, I'll be disappointed if the majority of the team aren't playing with bumps and bruises, because that means they're committed.
Yeah, well done on today's win, and looking forward to Vauxhall away next week, which is going to be a tough one.
It will be tough, but I'll watch them Tuesday, and Chasetown won the game, but 2 good sides, but we're in good form as well. We're a good side, so we look forward to it.
And hopefully a good crowd following as
well.
Yeah,
it'd be great. It'd be great to get the same as we had at Kidsgrove and the other away games. Get as many there as we can.
Okay, thanks. Well done on today.
Cheers. Thank you very much.